Welcome to the SolarCoaster, a renewable energy themed talk show right here in lovely Maui County. Welcome to Makawao, welcome to Maui. This is upcountry Maui. We're at maybe 1,500 feet or so elevation, and this is our home. Come on in. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, small home, only about 1,300, 1,400 square feet. Pretty highly efficiently built back in 2018. And that actually helps us from the perspective of production of energy on site, renewable energy, and consumption and storage and meeting of loads. Before we install the SolarEdge home, what is the system? We've got basically that solar hot water panels that I talked about, and then we installed 30 350 watt panels with P440 optimizers from SolarEdge. So it's basically a 10.5 kilowatt solar system, which in terms of production and consumption would pretty much level out our bill in a standard grid interactive, like a net metered relationship with the utility. But we're gonna do something different. We're gonna do a self-supply system. Let's check it out.
Welcome to SolarEdge Home.
I'm going to be using that PV with SolarEdge's DC optimizers. Those are going to transfer the sun's energy, optimizing the capability of each individual panel. We've got an 11.4 kilowatt inverter. When we think about solar systems, we tend to think about PV panels and inverters. Those are the two big workhorses of a solar system. The 11.4 is going to be paired to a gateway, and this gateway allows this 11.4 to work with the battery and the PV system. So effectively, you're able to have a full grid interactive solar plus battery system. When we started thinking about doing this SolarEdge system for our home here in Makawao, the battery was a big part of that conversation. Maybe about 3 years ago, I think we were talking with Lior Handelsman, one of the co-founders of SolarEdge, and he said, we just acquired a battery manufacturer in Korea called Kokum. Because at that moment in time, I knew that SolarEdge was going to own a big portion from the DC optimizer through to the gateway and the inverters through to the battery, all these different system components working together. And we were going to be able to deal with one company with all of this equipment. Now, the last piece of the puzzle that gets me really excited is the electrification of transportation. The bottom line is, we're seeing that EVs are becoming available from all our favorite brands. And we're at the stage where we're prepared to give up the keys to our beloved F-150 EcoBoost and then move over to the Lightning. Because with this system, we have an integrated EV charger. You can see how SolarEdge is really reaching out to the whole home. And there's more to come. We'll talk more about that later after we get this installed.
Welcome to SolarEdge Home.
Trying to pick up the batteries from.
Right there, you see those panels?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we're on the northeast side of the house, and you can see this is where all the system components are installed. I'm taking the power from the southeast facing array, 10 panels, the southwest facing array, 20 panels, and moving it down to connect to the 11.4 kilowatt HD wave SolarEdge inverter. So this is what allows us to store energy. 10 kilowatt hours of basically lithium energy storage. I actually like the way that it looks here too. You'll notice that we put it far out to the edge. That 11.4 kilowatt inverter can be expanded to 3 of these 10 kilowatt hour battery banks. So I positioned it so we could do 1 2, 3. I want it to start out with the minimum, and I want it to have the capacity to expand as much as possible. Through this gutter here, we connect in the EV charging system, which is SolarEdge as well. And we're going to take a look at that next. So here it is. Isn't it great looking? This is the SolarEdge Level 2 EV charging system. Once again, continuity of brand and manufacturer really gets me jazzed. This can charge an electric vehicle at 48 amps or 11.5 kilowatts. But the bottom line is that this comes integrated. So the work that was needed to do this was very minimal. You essentially needed to just run the line to wherever you want the EV charger and mount it.
Welcome to SolarEdge Home.
All right, well, we have this wonderful system installed. And how does it function on a daily basis? And I used the term self-supply earlier in this episode. And when I talk about self-supply, what I mean is that unlike some grid interactive solar systems with or without batteries, I'm not backfeeding any energy to receive a credit. What I'm doing effectively is producing energy with my solar system, and I'm storing it, or I'm meeting loads, and I'm basically mitigating what I buy from the grid. Let's look here at the energy curve throughout the day. So you'll see in the nighttime, that little light blue right there, that is the battery discharging. And then as we get to our reserve with the battery, it starts to use the grid power. Now this looks big, but it's actually only 500 watts. As the day progresses, the morning progresses, we get to 5 or 6, we have a backup heater happening on our domestic hot water system, our 80-gallon tank. Then the solar kicks in, and we start to see all of our loads being met, that self-consumption, that purple color, by the solar power. Now we have a full battery at that point, and the battery, the light blue, starts to discharge. And as that battery discharges all the way through the night, we get to midnight. And you can see where it trails down, and finally it's discharged. So that's kind of the path of energy production, energy storage, and energy consumption for the Porter household.
Welcome to SolarEdge Home.
All right, so we just experienced a power outage, and we saw how the SolarEdge Home system works seamlessly to provide power to our loads. Imagine a scenario where you have, let's say, more of a severe outage, a longer term outage, or you have some actual island-wide system failures. Now you're able to not only meet your loads and have storage for security and have solar for replenishing that storage over time and multi-day outages, but you actually have transportation, which is really remarkable to think about. You have the ability to fuel your own vehicle, to do the things you need to do, to be safe, to care for yourself, your family, and your community. It's a remarkable time. The amount of autonomy and independence these systems provide is really a game changer for our lives.
Welcome to SolarEdge Home.
Okay, so you can now see why I chose SolarEdge for my home installation here in Makawao, Maui. A remarkable technology that allows me to do many things, one of which is just simply harness photons in the most efficient manner possible. The DC coupled architecture, we're bringing those photons down from our roof here through the DC optimizers that SolarEdge is so famous for, directly into the battery system, simultaneously able to meet loads at the full inverter's capability. But where does it go in the future? Well, we're looking at things like plug level controls, ability to be able to curtail loads during an outage. The EV charger that we have presently, run on sunshine feature, highest level 2 EV charger in market, expandability, 11.4 kilowatt inverter, one of the largest in a residential system, the ability to expand 3 10 kilowatt hour batteries per inverter. So you actually can put 3 11-4 inverters, and up to 9 10 kilowatt hour battery banks, which is unbelievable from an expansion system capability. That not only gives you extra energy, but gives you extra power. So in our home here, a very efficient home with running wattages of like 500 watts, actually we only need one battery with 5 kilowatts of power and 10 kilowatts of energy to just make it through a 24-hour day. But if you have a larger home and you stack a couple of batteries together, those 5 kilowatts, they add up to 10. You get 2 batteries, you get 10 kilowatts of power at a given moment. Want more power? Add another inverter, stack another battery or 2. You could be up to 15 or even 20 kilowatts of power. So you can see how it can scale to some of the largest homes that we have here, for example, in Maui and out throughout Hawaii and the world. It's a great time to be a part of solar and battery systems now, and it's also a wonderful system to choose. The SolarEdge Home was our choice.
Welcome to SolarEdge Home.